Hi, I'm Steve Younis. Welcome to the Speeding Bulletin, your Superman news report, recapping the events of the week July 10th to July 16th, 2015. Our top news stories this week included: a new trailer for Batman v Superman is released, Supergirl is well received at Comic-Con, and DC Comics announces the return of Lois and Clark. Let's check out these stories and more in this week's Speeding Bulletin. In movie news, the Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice panel was held in Hall H at Comic-Con on Saturday morning, July 11th. The panel saw Henry Cavill, Amy Adams, Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot, Jeremy Irons and Zack Snyder take the stage. Attendees were also treated to a new trailer for the film. The trailer, which is 3.5 minutes in length, was also released online for the whole world to see. Let's watch it again.
Today is a day for truth. The world needs to know what happened and to know what he stands for. That kind of power is very dangerous. Let the record show that this committee holds him responsible.
That's how it starts. The fever. The rage that turns good men cruel.
This Bat vigilante is like a one-man reign of terror.
You don't get to decide what the right thing is. Nobody cares about Clark Kent taking on the Batman.
This means something. It's all some people have. It's all that gives them hope.
People hate what they don't understand. Be their hero, Clark. Be their angel. Be their monument. Be anything they need you to be. Or be none of it. You don't owe this world a thing. You never did.
Do you know the oldest lie in America, Senator? The devils don't come from hell beneath us. They come from the sky.
20 years in Gotham. How many good guys are left? How many stayed that way? He has the power to wipe out the entire human race. And we have to destroy him.
Not our enemy.
Black and blue. God versus man. Day versus night. The red capes are coming. The red capes are coming.
I grabbed nearly 100 stills from the trailer and broke down what we saw scene by scene. You can check out my article at the Superman homepage website dated July 12th. After the Saturday morning panel at Comic-Con, the cast of Batman v Superman headed to the DC Entertainment booth where they met with fans and signed autographs. And according to Variety via Listen First Media, Batman v Superman made the biggest impression on Comic-Con. The movie beat all comers on the strength of its trailer release on Saturday. As of Monday morning, it generated 18.6 million views on YouTube and 17.7 million views on Facebook. In an interview with the Associated Press via Yahoo News, Jesse Eisenberg compared the experience of facing thousands of fans at Comic-Con to genocide, explaining how terrifying the screaming fans were.
Being screamed at by thousands of people, I don't know what the experience is throughout history. Probably some kind of, genocide. I can't think of anything that's equivalent.
Warner Brothers has updated their official Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice website. While the site doesn't deliver anything really new, the update now includes the official movie synopsis, image gallery, downloadable files, and the 2 trailers released so far. Catching up with Brandon Routh at Comic-Con in San Diego, Yahoo News decided they'd asked enough questions about Brandon's involvement as the Atom in both The Flash and the upcoming Legends of Tomorrow TV shows, and asked the one-time Superman what he thought about the upcoming Batman v Superman movie. His current producer wasn't impressed with the question, but Routh admitted that he'll watch the movie and assumes the heroes will work together by the end of the film. In TV news, Warner Brothers Television hosted their own panel at Comic-Con on Saturday night, with the Supergirl cast and crew in attendance to discuss the upcoming superhero CBS TV series. During the panel, it was announced that Peter Facinelli is joining the cast in the recurring role of Maxwell Lord. Additionally, the cast participated in a number of interviews while at Comic-Con, which you can watch at our website now. CBS released new photos of the principal cast members of Supergirl. The photos include Melissa Benoist as Supergirl, Mehcad Brooks as James Olsen, Callista Flockhart as Cat Grant, Jeremy Jordan as Winslow Schott, and Kyla Lee as Alex Danvers. Laura Vandervoort, who starred as Kara Zor-El in the TV series Smallville, told Entertainment Weekly that there's a good possibility that she could appear as a guest star on the new Supergirl TV series. She said, "Hopefully I get to be a part of it at some point, which is looking good." Robot Chicken teams up with DC Comics again for a third rendezvous with villains and heroes in the Robot Chicken DC Comics Special 3, Friendship is Magic. And the official trailer was released this week. This time around, Batman and Superman's bromance takes a competitive turn, and the fate of the universe somehow hangs in the balance. The Robot Chicken DC Comics Special 3, Magical Friendship, premieres in October on Adult Swim. In comic book news, at San Diego Comic-Con, DC Comics hosted a Superman comic book panel titled New DC Universe, Superman Are You Ready?, which was moderated by DC's Vice President of Marketing John Cunningham and included panelists Jean Lewin Yang, Greg Pak, Heath Corson and Max Landis. It was announced that The Coming of the Superman by Neil Adams launches in December. This 6-issue miniseries will feature all of Jack Kirby's characters fighting Superman, beginning with Calabac, while Max Landis will be writing a book called Superman American Alien. DC Comics also announced that Clark Kent and Lois Lane will be back together in a new comic book spinning out of Convergence, and it will be titled Superman, Lois and Clark. Following the epic events of Convergence, here are the adventures of the last son and daughter of Krypton and Earth as they try to survive in a world not their own, and what will happen when their 9-year-old son learns the true identity of his parents. Issue number 1 will be released on October 14th and is written by Dan Jurgens with art by Lee Weeks. During Friday's one-on-one panel at Comic-Con, Justice League writer Jeff Johns revealed his plans for a series of one-shots spinning out of his current Darkseid War story arc. Superman's book sees him corrupted by the weird energies of Apocalypse's fire pits, and he's been turned into an angry, violent brute. And only one man can possibly save him, Lex Luthor. Continuing their monthly variant cover themes, DC Comics announced that October's cover theme will be monsters. The Superman-related books involved in the monster variant cover theme include Action Comics number 45, Justice League number 45, JLA number 5, and others. DC Comics released their October 2015 solicitations this week, and we highlighted for you all the Superman-related comics and products listed. Of special note was Action Comics number 45, in which Clark must ask himself the ultimate question, should he even continue as Superman? As the action begins, a new hero emerges to fight for justice and against Superman. And Superman number 45, after having his secret identity exposed, Superman vowed to bring to justice anyone who hurt those close to him, but when a villain calls his bluff, how far will the Man of Steel go? Check out all the relevant Superman releases coming in October at our website now. Comic books we reviewed this week included Batman Superman number 22, which was reviewed by Alyssa Gossage, who said, Clark Kent may be a depowered Superman, but he's still tenacious, and she rated this issue a 4 out of 5. Jeremiah Ball reviewed Justice League of America number 2, saying Brian Hitch is not a master storyteller, but his love for these characters and bold ideas make for a fun and mostly satisfying read, and he rated this issue a 4 out of 5. Earth 2 Society number 2 was reviewed by James Lance, who rated this a 3 out of 5, saying it's not very reader friendly and it jumps all over the place. And T.A. Hewitt reviewed Injustice Year 4 Chapter 10, saying more than half of this year has been spent on a fight that refuses to happen because of other fights, and he rated this chapter a 1 out of 5. Superman comics available this week from July 15th include Injustice Gods Among Us Year 4 Chapter 11 Digital Edition has been out since July 14th, Doomed number 2, which is available in a variant cover, Justice League number 42, which is available in a variant Teen Titans Go cover, Martian Manhunter number 2 features Superman, Superman Wonder Woman number 19, which is also available in a variant Teen Titans Go cover, New 52 Futures End Volume 2 trade paperback, Supergirl Volume 6 Crucible trade paperback, and Superman Man of Steel statue by John Romita Jr. The most anticipated movie of 2016 will no doubt have a huge range of merchandise to add to your collection. Here's a few items currently available with more to be added soon. Get yourself the Entertainment Weekly Comic-Con Preview Magazine for $6.88. Or how about a Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice movie poster for $11.99. These and other great Batman v Superman collectibles are available from your one-stop Superman shop, the Superman Homepage online store at supermanhomepage.com/shop. In other news, ScrewAttack.com announced that they'll be revisiting the Goku vs Superman death battle for a rematch. The rematch will premiere at SGC today, Friday, July 17th, and will be live screened on Saturday at 9 PM Eastern Standard Time. It will be posted to YouTube immediately following the death battle panel. Fans interested in learning more about the history of Superman can attend free lectures taking place at both the Middleburg Heights Library on July 20th and the North Royalton Library on July 22nd. Both presentations start at 7 PM. Hear about how Superman has changed over nearly 80 years and surprisingly how he has remained the same. Visit cleveland.com for more details. That's all the news there was for the week July 10th, July 16th. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
Great Scott. Great Scott. Great Scott.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V. Thanks for watching. So, we did our little special trailer report when the trailer came out earlier this week, but now I'm going to do a little bit more in depth, and after having quite a few days to think about it, some of my views have changed, some of them have stayed the same, and some of them have just appeared. Someone mentioned to me that the scene at the end where Superman pulls the sides off of the Batmobile and Batman stands up, while very dramatic and very cool and seemingly very confrontational, could be, in fact, a rescue. Batman's in a flaming vehicle, it's possibly about to explode, maybe he's in terrible danger, and maybe the battle with Superman and Batman is over at this point and they've decided that they're friends, and Superman is going over there to get him out of the car to make sure he doesn't die. I'm not sure that's the case after watching it a few more times and after talking to some other people who say Superman looks really angry and he also doesn't look like he's in any particular hurry to get to Batman. They show him moving over to the Batmobile fairly slowly. So I'm not sure. But this brought up another interesting point for me. What if, and this would be good for Superman, I think, even though everyone's kind of been saying this is more an introduction to Batman and getting to the Justice League than it is a movie about Superman or a direct Superman sequel. We know it's not a sequel to Man of Steel, but it is a sequel to that universe, the first continuation of that universe, and now the introduction of these other characters, Wonder Woman, Batman, Alfred. What if he's maligned throughout this entire film? You know, the committee at the beginning, they're here seeing him. Holly Hunter's senator character, who's clearly working with Lex Luthor, wants to see him go down for it, but is that because she's been put up to it for Lex, and are all the other people in Lex's pocket as well? And now, is Lex also making Superman look bad in Batman's eyes as well, and kind of getting Batman, Wonder Woman, maybe all of them turned against each other so that he can get whatever it is he wants? And probably that starts with eliminating these people who are more powerful than him, or might have more influence than him, or might be able to control more outcomes in a way that Lex wouldn't want them controlled. But what's interesting is most of the people outside the courthouse here have negative signs towards Superman. There are a few good ones, and we may see more. The shot they show looks very negative towards Superman, even though he saved the world. And as I said, it's very realistic that some amount of people would be very afraid. Some would be very paranoid. Some would have had people die in the attack on the Earth by Zod and might blame Superman for it. This little committee, committee, she uses the word committee. I thought it was like a world tribunal or something. A committee is like 5 people who decided in their community they wanted to, make a decision on something, and who cares. But it looks very official. It looks like it's being held in Washington, so it's probably very important. I don't know that committee is the right word for it. But I mentioned earlier this week that I didn't love Eisenberg's Lex Luthor the whole time. I love his conversation with the senator at the beginning where he talks about devils don't come from below, they come from above. But I don't like the red coats are coming. The red coats are coming. It just seems very flamboyant, very goofy, very Gene Hackman-esque. Not that he's being Gene Hackman, but more the goofy Luthor. He seems like a Riddler type character as opposed to a serious, very intelligent, very rich, very powerful businessman. It just seems very goofy, and I don't know what he's referring to, but I can't imagine that whatever he's referring to will make that line sound any better when I see it. It does look to me like almost everyone is against Superman in the trailer, and it does look like Batman is definitely the one who is starting the fight. Now, based on what they've shown in this trailer, it looks like Superman is the victim, and I would like that best because it's almost like the enemy is everyone else, and our hero is being set upon by all of those people. So, if he's just defending himself and doing what he has to do and not really hurting anybody and going to Batman when he needs to for whatever reason, and then the battle starts and he's weakened by kryptonite and these kinds of things, it is the first time he's in the presence of kryptonite, so it might affect him even more strongly. In other words, it might really cancel out a lot of his strength and a lot of his powers, whereas usually I argue that kryptonite weakens him slowly and over time and will eventually kill him. But during that time, he's still going to be stronger than most men. He's still going to be able to repel a lot of attacks for a while. It'll get worse and worse as time goes on. But in the Dark Knight Returns book, which a lot of this is inspired by, he was weakened by many different things along the road before he finally got to battle with Batman and then took an arrow from Green Arrow that was kryptonite. He had already lost a lot of his energy and a lot of his reserves by doing lots of superheroic feats, and then the sun was blotted out. Whether that would work that way or not, he wasn't able to recharge. If they do a lot of that stuff in the movie here, then there's no problem with the highly trained fighting animal, Batman, to go toe-to-toe with him in an armored suit for a while. Especially if he continues to get weaker and or if there's kryptonite involved right then and there. It does look to me like Batman would be the bad guy based on the way this trailer looks. Saying things like, we have to destroy him, and I assume at this point that he's talking to Wonder Woman. It seems like there was a rumor that he had said at Comic-Con, Ben Affleck, that he likes the idea that he and Wonder Woman know each other's secrets, know each other very well, and are now trying to come together to do whatever they're going to do. Which seems like it means that, at least in the beginning, they both think they need to stop Superman, and he says, and now we need to destroy him. That doesn't seem like words a Superman or a Batman or a Wonder Woman should say, we need to destroy him. It's very negative, especially when, as far as we know, he hasn't done anything directly to you or to directly hurt someone on purpose. So it seems odd. The branding with the bat symbol seems odd as well. It makes me wonder if maybe Lex is also setting up Batman in order to get Superman involved so that they will fight. It's very interesting, and the trailer, I've watched it many, many times. There are lots of imagery alluding to other comic books. There's the Peace on Earth thing. He's in front of a tribunal here. That's happened. The Batman in the desert fighting. The way Batman moves, the way he jumps off the building, there's a shot where there's a flash of lightning where he's leaping through the air directly from the Dark Knight books. So it's real cool, and they've clearly looked at their source material. We've got to see how the story goes, but I'm a little heartened by seeing this trailer. I feel like it does look like some forces are coming together to make Superman look worse than he is, and they are answering some of the fans' concerns about all the destruction that Superman didn't seem to do his best to stop from happening. Although, as I've said, he was fighting a force that no one could be expected to fight against without there being some sort of collateral damage, and it would be unfortunate, but the alternative was having everyone be dead and everything be destroyed and Zod be in charge. So, I don't know. But thanks everybody for watching, and always look up in the sky.